Well, what we need to talk about today is social media. I've cut back on my social media by about 90% the last couple of years because the majority of social media is a waste of time. It's mindless fluff. It's a dog licking a cat licking a dog. It's a rat carrying a piece of pizza up 5 flights of stairs. It's a lot of monetization of toxicity and hate and extremism. And it can be a bad place to be, but I do have a YouTube channel, and I keep my YouTube channel. It's valuable to me because of 2 reasons. One, I listen to you. If I don't listen to you, then number 2 doesn't happen. I'm not learning anything, and I learn a lot from listening to you. The day I stop listening to you and the day I stop learning, then this channel's gone. I'm just going to go home. I'm going to drink warm beer, I'm going to eat Dutch apple pie, and I'm going to watch BoJack Horseman on Netflix, because that's it, I'm done. Got to learn all the time. You guys have taught me some stuff. As you know, I'm a watch obsessive, and so a lot of the conversation here is about watch obsession. In fact, I'm wearing a domed sapphire Seiko diver, the SBDC 053. I've been trying to get rid of automatic watches lately. I just can't. I got 4 autos and I just can't get rid of them. They're too delicious looking, so I'm just going to suffer having 4 automatics and deal with that. I mean, I don't know why I've been obsessed with Echo drives lately. As a watch obsessive, you can relate to this. You get obsessed with stuff. So here's what you guys have taught me. You've taught me 5 things about watch obsessives. And let's go through this. Here's what you taught me. The honeymoon phase, when you get a new watch, you go through a honeymoon phase, and what you taught me, and I mean I've taught myself this, but you've confirmed this, you've told me this too, the honeymoon phase of a watch is a bipolar event. And so because it's a bipolar event, don't be fooled by that honeymoon. You get a watch, a new watch, and you fall in love with it, you convince yourself that it's the it watch, it's taking away all the madness. It's like a manic event, and then what happens is you crash and you're disenchanted and you start the cycle all over again. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of sometimes I'll write a new song on the piano and I'll be like, oh my God, that's unbelievable. You're a genius. You wrote the greatest song ever. And so I go to bed and I wake up in the morning and I play this song that I wrote the night before and I go, it's nothing. What are you doing, man? A lot of times our judgment is skewed in what I call the bipolar event of obsession. So be careful with the honeymoon. You guys have commiserated with me on this, and I know you guys know this to be true. Number 2, what I've learned from some of you guys, spending thousands of dollars on a Grail doesn't end the watch madness, because when it comes to addiction, addiction is no respecter of money. Addiction just wants to be fed. And so, I mean, I've had, with exceptions, there are some exceptions. Some of you have told me that, you know, you did spend $3 to $15K on a watch and you were done. And that's great, but 90% of you have told me the contrary. That the madness continued to survive, man. That rash won't go away, man. So number 3, a lot of you have told me that the search is far more adrenaline pumping and exciting than the acquisition. And this makes sense because a lot of our watch obsession exists in our imagination, not reality. The reality sandwich is a comparative disappointment. And a lot of you guys are smart, and the smarter you are, the more potent your imagination. The more potent your imagination, the more deep the trap set for you. You've taught me that. I'm always learning, I'm always listening to you guys. The imagination is a powerful drug in the world of watch obsession. Number 4 is really, this has been helpful for me. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I take my watch obsession seriously, and I get really down on it. I feel badly about it. Like, is this a sign that I'm a loser? And you know what? You guys have helped me think the opposite. Here's you know, this is crazy. The best, the brightest, the smartest, the best contributors to society are watch obsessives. You guys are smart. You guys are like in the upper 99 percentile of intelligence, production, careers. Unbelievable, the people who communicate with me on this channel. Doctors, lawyers, IT, programmers, professors, some smart dudes. One of you guys is search and rescue, and you retired. And how did you do that, man? Who retires and does search and rescue and then like save the lives of 14 people last year? And so you do all this stuff, you're not dysfunctional, and yet you're still a watch obsessive. Kind of makes me feel better. Makes me want to be not so hard on myself. But what I learned from the watch obsessives, because you're smart, you have really high demands in your gadgets, in your tools. Your gadgets have to be done right. You won't tolerate phoniness, any lack of authenticity. These tools have to be functional, they have to be high quality, and they have to deliver value. For example, this didn't surprise me. When I discovered that my Citizen ProMaster Tough chronograph had what looked like a diver bezel on it, but it didn't rotate, it was a fake bezel, of course, I mean 99% of you had contempt for that watch. And I have to confess to you, it lowered my esteem for that watch. I mean, I got it for so cheap, and it has sapphire, and it looks good, so I'm keeping it for now. I mean, I can't even make a lot if I sell it, so I'll probably keep it. It looks cool. It's got good build quality, but that bezel stinks, and you guys aren't putting up with that. You guys aren't putting up with that at all. The fifth thing I realized about being a watch obsessive and listening to you guys, anxiety is not the exception when it comes to watch obsession. It's the default setting. It's baked in to the watch obsession, and anxiety is so dangerous because it makes us buy watches we don't necessarily want. We bought them because of the anxiety, not because of the true desire. When I think of anxiety, I think of my favorite cartoon character. I was a kid in the 60s. My favorite cartoon character was Tudor Turtle. Tudor Turtle was an anxious, sad sack. He didn't know what he wanted to be with his life. He couldn't figure himself out. And he would always visit Mr. Wizard the Lizard. And he would say, "Oh, Mr. Wizard, I want to be a lumberjack. I want to be a carpenter. I want to be a cop. I want to be a fireman. I want to be an astronaut." And Mr. Wizard would try to calm him down, like when you guys tell me not to buy such and such watch. He goes, "No, I want to do it, Mr. Wizard." And then Mr. Wizard, "All right." And every time Tudor Turtle gets into a life-ending dumpster fire catastrophe, and the wizard has to bail him out. Here's what I want to tell you guys. When it comes to buying watches that you end up regretting, there is no wizard to bail you out. You have to sell it. And selling watches is horrible. Have you ever tried to sell a watch on eBay and you post 12 photos of it, and a potential buyer goes, "I don't see the case back properly. Will you send me more photos?" And you're like, "Okay, I'll send you more photos." And then the potential buyer goes, "I want to see more photos of the chapter ring alignment. I need more photos. Is that a fleck of dust at the 4 o'clock on the bezel? Is that a shadow or a blemish on the third link of the bracelet? I'm not convinced that came, I'm gonna go crazy, bro." I hate selling watches. There's no Mr. Wizard to bail me out, man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, tell me what you think, man. Are we learning? Are we listening here? Is this a valuable use of social media? Oh, I hope so. All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, I'm out.